And they did a study at the University of New Mexico. They used cadaver brains, and the average age was 45 to 50. And they tested for in the liver, the kidneys, and the brain. And they found out that the majority of the concentration was in the brain, 7 to 10 times more than they found in the kidneys or the liver.
Really?
And there were some of those people that had donated their brains that had dementia. They had 10 times more of these plastics in their brain than the other cadaver brains had.
But I wanted to talk to you today about the exposure of, so this was in Science Direct, the exposure of U.S. adults to microplastics from commonly consumed proteins. And microplastics in our food and drinking water, and there's no avoiding it. 94% of U.S. tap water and bottled water worldwide, it's impossible to fully filter it out and move through the food chain easily. So, according 88% of meats, fish, and vegetarian meats contain some form of microplastics. The average American takes in 11,500 microplastics per year. The highest protein consumers take in as many as 3.8 million. And here's another, our brains, this is another science publication, our brains are now 99.5% human and 0.5% plastic. Wow, here's a little bit more. Study finds microplastics in blood clots, linking them to a higher risk of heart attacks and strokes. Well, Kim, let me ask you. Now, you talk about this a lot, so you know a lot about this. Doesn't our body just filter out those microplastics?
No.
No?
Those microplastics, Jimmy, let me give you some examples of them. I mean, for almost 50 years, I've been helping people understand how to get their body healthy. And even back 48 years ago, I would go into their homes and take out anything that was made of plastic, including their polyester clothing and their polyester couches and anything that was in there, their carpets. Okay, the thing about it is our body, these particles are so fine, they're called nanoparticles when they get down to their smallest levels, and they're everywhere. They are, the fighting over in the Mideast, guess what was going off day and night over there? Missiles. The rockets we're sending up, the satellites and their re-entry back in, the burnt out rocket stages. We're going crazy over that. Every time a rocket launches, they have these microplastics in their fuel. They have it in the actual rocket itself. And these particles, in these missiles, when they come down, they pollute the upper atmosphere, and they go everywhere globally. They don't recognize countries or anything else, and they fall down into our atmosphere. Then they go into our waterways, they go into our soils, and then from the very smallest, like an algae, takes them up from the water, and it goes all the way up the food chain, and it goes into the grasses and the grains and the fruits and vegetables that are watered with these with the water that's got the microplastics in it. Everything's going into everything, and it goes all the way up the food chain until we're finally eating it. And the highest concentrations are in the meat tissue of chickens and beef and pork and things like this. But they're even finding it in tofu and these plant-based meat substitutes.
Holy cow. So here's one more. Degradation of, this is from the National Library of Medicine, NIH, degradation of bisphenol by bacillus.
Bisphenol, yeah.
So
acetone.
So there's no way once microplastics are released into the environment, they're virtually impossible to get rid of, and they're easily ingested because of their micro size. And the only way, so I mean, I'm worried about this, right? Because it gets into your brain. They say it can cause lots of problems. You know, it could be connected to Alzheimer's and dementia and things like that, and create inflammation in your brain. And so there's only one way to really get rid of them, and it's to make sure that your gut isn't leaking. Is that what you say?
Right. But before we even get into that, I want to elaborate a little bit more.
Okay.
You know, clothing. Just about everybody is wearing polyester clothing these days. That's plastic. Okay. Microplastics. And when you wash your clothing, it's going out into the water. When you're wearing it, particularly like guys wearing polyester, those really close fitting underwear. Same thing with women. They found 19 companies that are really well-known companies that are manufacturing yoga wear, sports bras, these underwears. And what activates the BPA, these microplastics, is heat. And so when you're wearing clothing or underwear, and it's that close to your private parts, guess what? It's lowering the sperm count. They've done studies. It's causing reproductive problems. Breast milk has the BPA's in it, the microplastics, and it's just inundating us with these microplastics, Jimmy. And they did a study at the University of New Mexico. They used cadaver brains, and the average age was 45 to 50. And they tested for in the liver, the kidneys, and the brain. And they found out that the majority of the concentration was in the brain, 7 to 10 times more than they found in the kidneys or the liver.
Really?
And there were some of those people that had donated their brains that had dementia. They had 10 times more of these plastics in their brain than the other cadaver brains had. And they had, what's the average now in our brain, that 0.05% is 7 grams. If you took a plastic spoon, that's about how much it weighs. That's in our brain now. But not only is it in our brain, it is throughout our body. It's in our blood. It's in our arteries. It's in our lower deep veins in our legs and our feet. People that have thrombosis problems, cardiac problems. And my take on it is it's blocking oxygen uptake. It's also in our lungs. We're having respiratory problems. Look at all these people with COVID and everything. It's just an onslaught of it. But the good news is that there is research that shows kimchi has over 900 unique probiotics in it. And these probiotics can bind to these microplastics. And by the way, microplastics also, they attract heavy metals and hold them, and they attract other toxic chemicals. So these specific strains can go in and bind and carry this out, particularly the Bacillus pumilis can degrade, not just bind and carry these out, but it actually is the only thing that can degrade these microplastics and nanoplastics in our body. And it's proven and it's written up as such, which blew my mind. It's amazing that kimchi can do this. And do you know that kimchi, where it's traditionally eaten over in Korea, there was a survey done. They put together a lot of data, and they found out that Koreans actually are living 6 years longer than Americans are. And this is their national food over there. They even have museums dedicated to kimchi. It's so powerful. And so to me, this is such exciting news because we have a way to actually get rid of the inundation in our bodies of these microplastics and nanoplastics.
So what I was watching a doctor talk about, they did a study. This sounds crazy, but you were talking about polyester, and they put polyester on female dogs. They put polyester pants on them, and then they put cotton pants on another control group. And the dogs that wore the polyester pants didn't conceive. They didn't. Right. And the dogs with the cotton had the regular rates of conception and pregnancy. And you're talking about that, these people the women wear the yoga pants, and it's all polyester. It's all BPA's. And
the underwear that guys are wearing, you can't breathe down there. There's no oxygen getting down there, and there's just heat buildup. And when you build up heat, you're releasing more BPA's into your scrotum, and in women, it's going up into the uterus. It's like, it's so evil.
And so,
I mean, this is ridiculous.
And so what that's called is an endocrine disruptor. And it affects
the endocrine disruptors, and they mimic estrogen. And so guys are getting more feminine, and women, can't conceive. And when they conceive, there's abnormalities. There's all kinds of things that these plastics, microplastics, and nanoplastics are causing. Not just cardio health problems, not just strokes, not just brain problems, not just liver problems, but reproductive problems. We are having that like unbelievable in this country. Yeah, and people have to start wearing cotton, linen, wool, things that breathe, and get away from all of these plastics in their food. If you're microwaving your food in those plastic containers, stop it.
Stop doing that. Yeah.
Stop doing it. If you're doing toaster oven, frozen foods, stop it. Take it out. Put it in a glass thing before you cook it. We've got to get away. And even the pesticides and herbicides, they have these microplastics in them, so it's just everywhere, Jimmy.
So I'm wearing a wool T-shirt, a linen shirt, and cotton underwear. So
good for you. I'm cotton too. So
so I got rid of all the polyester and all that garbage. I noticed that some of my underwear were polyester, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, what? So now I have my underwear 95% cotton and 5% spandex or whatever. So I'll take the 95% cotton over polyester. And I wear wool T-shirts. I wear linen shirts. And I mean, people don't realize that stuff is linked to diabetes, right? Heart disease, cancer, and obesity. So all the things that are raging through American society, in part, at least in part, is because of the BPA's and the microplastics that we're ingesting. And you're saying that that kimchi degrades that BPA that's in your system. That if you eat kimchi, that actually has that degrades that stuff in your body, meaning in a good way.
Yeah, it actually degrades the BPA right there. Degradation of BPA by Bacillus humilis. And it's been isolated from kimchi. That is what degrades it. They haven't found anything else that degrades it. And it's damaging our cells. It's damaging our DNA. It actually gets in our body and triggers the release of harmful free radicals. So that ages us faster too. And the oxidative stress is just destroying our cells. And we've got to stop it. We have to stop this onslaught and get rid of the accumulation. And that's the only thing that pulls out the BPA. That degrades it. You can pull it out with the probiotics that are in kimchi. You can bind them, but it doesn't degrade it. And of course, a lot of it's still floating around in our bodies, but we've got to make our gut health good. We have to stop the leaky gut, because then it just seeps everywhere even further. And by taking these friendly bacteria, these over 900 in kimchi, these unique strains, they're going in and they're also destroying the parasites that people are getting, like unbelievable amounts. The yeast overgrowth, candida, molds, all these things are very heavy in people these days, especially if you have any diseases. They're rampant. So we have to put that microbiome balance back in and have the good guys over the bad guys. And kimchi is incredible to do that. It's the only thing.
And I mean, this is a study right from the NIH. There it is. Kimchi will do that for you. Well, that's... I mean, I'm taking the kimchi. You know, we've talked about this before. I'm taking it because there's no way to avoid these. You know, like you said, it's in your carpet, it's in your couches, right? It's not only in your food and your water, but it's in the air. Like you said, it comes from rockets, and it's everywhere. So I'm I'm on the kimchi to try to degrade this stuff and get it out of my body. And
you need it every day, Jimmy. And people have to get rid of all of their plastic containers too. Because do you know that up until 2012, these idiots were putting they had in baby cup sippies and in plastic baby bottles the BPA.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. That's why. Yeah, that was the big push to get rid of all that stuff out of the plastic bottles. The BPAs, right? That was a big...
And it's in our canned foods. It's a compound that lines the canned foods. Even baby formula, infant formula is still in cans that have the BPA in it. So you got to avoid canned food. You've got to eat good, as clean as you can, real food, like Whole Foods.
And so tell people about the kimchi that you've developed.
Well, here's the problem with people eating kimchi every day. A lot of people that are Americans, they don't like the smell, they don't like the taste, or even if they like the smell and the taste, they don't eat it every day. We are so inundated with these poisons in our body that we have to have this every single day in order to remove it. So what we did is we came up with a way to keep all its benefits and put it in a capsule so people would take it every day, 3 capsules a day. And it's convenient and easy for people to take. So it's called Kimchi One in a capsule. And this way they can get the benefits and really start turning their health around and then start getting out of all these things that are contributing to more of these microplastics and nanoplastics in our body. I mean, these nanoplastics, we can't even see them. They're so small and minute. And they're everywhere in our drinking water, no matter where we are. PVC pipe, everywhere.
And so the kimchi is actually an antimicrobial, meaning it's antibacterial, it's antifungal, antiviral, and it's antiparasitic on top of it.
Exactly.
And now I told everybody knows that I had the kidney stone. And so they gave me this stuff called Cipro, which is a very powerful antibiotic. And the problem with when you take an antibiotic is that it kills all the bacteria in your gut. And then you're for a couple of months afterwards before you get back to normal. And so that's why another reason why I taken the kimchi, because I had to take the antibiotic, and that will reestablish the good bacteria in my gut, right?
That's right, because antibiotic means against all life. So it kills the good and the bad. And the probiotics are for life. And that puts back in the good guys and can fight the bad guys up. Because most people, if they start taking all these antibiotics, it's just a downward spiral, Jimmy. Their gut just gets worse and worse and worse. And because 70 to 80% of our immune system's in our gut, their immunity goes down. They're more susceptible to sickness and illnesses now. And so we've got to replenish those good guys in our gut.
And do I have to worry about like the pill bottle that the kimchi comes in? Do I have to worry about the plastics in that?
That's the least of your worries. Look at all the other plastic around. I mean, we can't escape everything. But we tried using glass, and people complain bottles get broken. And so, this is something that I've tried for the 28 years I've been in business to put our supplements in. But we end up back, and it's BPA free, by the way. So you don't have to worry that you're getting the BPAs in there.
Okay, yeah. That's good. And so tell people about your special offer.
Well, the special offer is if you go to mybrightcore.com/Jimmy, and you'll get 25% off your order, and use the code DORE, DORE. Or the best thing to do, we love having you call us. We're not AI. We're not over in India or some other foreign country where you can't understand us. We're American. The Kimchi One's made here in America. Call 888-253-0418. And we want you to call in so we can educate you further. You can ask us questions. And when you do call in to 888-253-0418, we'll give you up to 50% off of your order plus free shipping. And then the first 100 callers will get a free bottle of vitamin D3, which is so vital to your overall health as well. Again, that's 888-253-0418. And people are just having rave reviews on the Kimchi One with skin and hair and digestion, and their fatigue is gone, their brain fog's lifted, and it's excellent. So call 888-253-0418, please.
Okay, and it's also in the description underneath this video. And I just say thanks again for you supporting our show. I feel great about your product. I take your product. I don't like the taste of kimchi, so I prefer it in pill form. And you know, a lot of people don't want to. You know, we have a target on our back at this show, and we've had videos taken down and demonetized constantly. So I appreciate you stepping up and being a supporter of our show, and making sure we can stay afloat. So thank you very much for that.
You're welcome.
And it's it's something I'm enthusiastic about. So it makes me feel good to be able to talk about this and to tell people about it. And I got no qualms whatsoever. I wish everybody would get better gut health, which is the key to your overall health. And it's a real problem. It's a real problem.
It is.
I mean, the rise of dementia and Alzheimer's and diabetes and obesity and everything. It's just good on you for bringing this product to everybody. And anything else you'd like to say before we say goodbye?
Well, I'm so glad that President Trump's in there and RFK Jr.'s in there. We finally have a chance to really expose the lies that we've been fed, and to understand that there are much better ways to keep our body healthy, that turning to a drug whenever we have any kind of symptom is not what we need to do. And so I'm grateful and thankful. And that's, God bless America. God bless President Trump, and God bless us all. And may we get healthier by the day. Okay.
Kim Bright from Brightcore Nutrition. Thanks for everything. And look forward to talking to you again soon.
Thank you.
Okay. Over to Steph. Hey, let me ask you something. When was the last time you thought about your gut health? Most people don't realize this, but your gut isn't just where digestion happens. It's where your immune system actually lives, where your energy is regulated, and even where your mental clarity and mood are shaped, right in your gut. Kimchi One from Brightcore Nutrition takes everything powerful about traditional fermented kimchi, over 900 strains of probiotics, antioxidants, and enzymes, and it puts it in convenient capsules you can take daily. No mess, no prep, no strong odor, just real results. You can expect to feel more energized, clearer mentally, and have smoother digestion. Over time, you'll even notice a difference in your skin and hair, and we know that's true based on real science. Kimchi has also been shown in clinical studies to reduce the risk of obesity, support healthy blood sugar, and improve metabolism. Kimchi One is non-GMO, all-natural, dairy-free, gluten-free, and 100% made in the United States by a company that truly believes in wellness and integrity. Right now, guess what? You can get 25% off with my code DORE, that's D-O-R-E, at mybrightcore.com/Jimmy. And for an even better deal, call them. Call Brightcore at 888-253-0418. You're going to get up to 50% off if you call them, and free shipping. Do something great for your gut and your health today. Again, that's 888-253-0418. You come see us on tour. We're going to be in Toronto, Red Bank, New Jersey, Northampton, Massachusetts, Concord, New Hampshire, Oxnard, California, Rutherford, New Jersey, New York, Edmonton, Calgary, and Vancouver. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets.